Welcome back, guys. Branded Dude here. So in this video we're going to be there is a replay that will follow this, but I also just wanted to talk about Branded Dracotail. Justice Hunters is here, Dracotail, a new fusion deck that is here, and I know a lot of you are sort of wanting to know if Dracotail is sort of the new path for Branded to go for this new format here. But I must say, in my honest opinion, with all the testing and the games I've done to test out, one, the ratios, two, the build, and just seeing how exactly, how much, how much more the Dracotail adds for the branded itself. I must say that I'm not really happy with how it's turned out. Dracotail, it honestly, it doesn't feel that great. The main reasons why I would say is the Dracotail main deck monsters themselves. It almost feels like they are more of a going second sort of deck. The fact that Pan, Urgula, and Malulu, when they use those fusion materials, they have that added bonus effect where they can negate a monster, pop a monster, or pop a spell or trap. Famina, I must say, Dracotail Famina is honestly a very good card on its own. It's sort of like a hand trap, quick effect fusion. The fusions themselves, however, it's really not. They don't have good effects. Honestly, the one other thing is that with this Dracotail engine, you really need to use monsters from your hand, and you really need quite a bit of monsters in your hand. Okay, because now what happens is that when you go into Arthelion, is that you end up having to add back monsters from your graveyard to your hand so that you have at least have plays, and obviously you try to use this to bounce your opponent's cards back to hand. But honestly, this deck just requires too many resources in hand, and then next thing I found myself having to use this fusion Arthelion to just add back the cards engraved to hand, so I had plays for next turn as well. The Gulamel, I must say, this fusion is really, it's not good. It's the fact that you can only use this effect to pop if your opponent doesn't respond. I mean, I may as well just play Burrow Lord Furious at this point, or Chimera, or even Chaos Star Source that point. But Dracotail Flame, I will say this trap is amazing. It kind of sucks that it can only negate a spell. I wish it also said a trap card, but target a spell, negate, that's pretty good. This trap card is good. Famina, we've spoken about, yeah. A lot of people have been thinking, oh, but with Branded Fusion, if you activate it, you can send Albas and Dracotail Malulu access it. I'm telling you, it's not good. I think they have announced the new Dracotail. So far it says Frixel, the light one. This is a much better bridge between Branded and Dracotail, because in the times where I use Branded Fusion to summon Lubellion, sending Malulu and Albaz, I must say it's been like such a vulnerable position for us to be in, just summoning Lubellion, because honestly this summoning Lubellion is not as great as summoning Albion. Like if Albion gets negated, that's fine, put us in grave, we'll be fine. But if this gets negated, it doesn't offer so much for us. But yeah, I'm sorry, like Dracotail, it hasn't felt good. Rahu Dracotail, what I don't like about this is the fact that we have to use monsters in our hand, because now sure, when you send when you resolve this effect, you send whatever Dracotails, whatever cards in hand. These Dracotails will trigger to you can set Ketsu, you can set Flame. If you're playing Horn, you set that. But that's really it. That is literally it. The fusions don't offer too much here, so in my opinion, I haven't enjoyed it. But there are some replays here I'm going to show you, see, and I'm not going to go like abandon or throw this back into the bin or whatever. But I just want to start saying I personally do not enjoy the Dracotail engine in Branded, but we'll see how it goes. I have two replays here, so let's hop on straight into it. Alright guys, so here we are. We are actually going up against Yami in this game, so we'll see that a 60 card build, guys. We open Ketsu, Kit, Flame, Jester, Aluber, and Bestial Rebellion. Opponent opens Obedient Schooled, Ash, the Yami Surprise, Purge, as well as Sky Striker Engage. Now, Yami player is going first, and you'll see here, if you did see my previous video about how Branded should go around going up against Yummy, you'll see how through all this sort of testing, and I guess all these games I've had just to test out the build, that you really need Dark Ruler no more in the main deck, honestly. Droplet, no, just Dark Ruler no more instead, and you'll see it's just absolutely crazy. And with the 60 card build, yes, with 60 card build, you're not going to be very consistent, you're not going to see some cards, but with the Dracotail engine, it has to be such a high deck count, honestly. But this is just testing purposes, so let's see how we do here. So sorry about that. Anyways, so opponent started with Sky Strike Engage. Now you must remember, for Yummy, they are playing a small Sky Striker package just with Hornet and Kagari, because they activate horns, summon a token, going to Kagari. Kagari itself will add back the Hornet drones, which he will activate again to summon a token, because now the Link one can be treated as a tuner, level 1, and this is a level 1 token, right? Yeah, level 1, so this gives him access to a level 2 synchro monster. So this is what it does: synchro summon into Cupsy, which basically on summon is going to add him 2 Yummy monsters, and then discard a card. So searches for Cupsy, and he will search for Cookie. Discard the what's this called? Obedient Schooled. Now he special summons Cookie from hand because he controls a level 2 synchro. So he can special summon, link off into Snatchy. Snatchy Effecture is going to place the field spell. Is it called Minion? Did they not change the name? That's weird. But anyways, the one field spell target the Cookie to reborn. Summon the Cupsy from hand. Cupsy here will search for Lollipop. He didn't search for Surprise because it's already in hand, but most of the time, Cupsy, they will search for Surprise so that they can use this as a further interruption during your turn. But yeah, if you can negate Cupsy, that would be very good for you. And also Snatchy. Negating Cupsy and Snatchy is pretty good. Don't get them access to field spell. Don't let them get access to Surprise. Links off into another copy of Snatchy. Summon Lollipop. Link off going to the Metal Martian, which will reborn the Cupsy, and then synchro off going to Herald of Arclight. Set the Surprise, set the Purge, right, and then proceed to end phase. Now here you'll see that the opponent, generally the end board is obviously they most probably might have Herald of Arclight. They will have a link on the field. They will try to have a link in a graveyard, a couple of Yummy names, and also one synchro indeed, because that way, remember the synchros, they only trigger when your opponent activates a card or effect, okay? That's the only time they can trigger themselves to reborn from the grave. So yeah, we have to deal with the Purge, Ash, Herald itself. The fact that it says any monster sent from hand or grave is banished instead, it's actually just insane. This literally stops us, well, not stops us, it already ruins everything for us completely. So draw for turn, we draw. Draw is not really that as not a hard counter against Yummy, because they don't really search a lot directly to the hand. You're better off just negating effects that special summon from deck, searching for field spell, as in they place the field spell directly, right? Does that say, yeah, you can place one field spell from hand or deck. So yeah, so that is it. We go to main phase now. Unfortunately, I have to start with Ketu Dracotail because I'm trying to force out the Herald, but opponent then changed the Cupsy Yummy way to reborn the Cupsy and Lollipop. Is it Lollipop or Lollipop? Anyways, we resolve the Ketu, so we add Muller to hand, and then the issue is that, yeah, honestly, here it was just not good because I decided to resolve the fusion because I forgot that these Dracotail fusions, they literally say if this card is sent to graveyard as material. So I was like, oh crap, wait. So this is why I just performed this fusion. I didn't go into the Dracotail or Thelion because there was nothing in my graveyard to add. Obviously I don't want to add these cards back to my opponent, so that's why I went to character. So here, this is where I realized, crap, Dracotail, they have to be sent to graveyard for their effects. So nothing to do, I have to force out get rid of the Herald. So we enter battle phase, declare an attack. Opponent then activates Snatchy, quick effect to synchro, where he will go into Lollipop, and Lollipop, he forgot the field spell was not the one to pop, so he's just triggering Lollipop here. This one will reborn 2 names, and then my opponent, we declare an attack, cool. The end of, after the attack is successful, opponent does activate the Snatchy, performing a synchro summon, and he goes into the second copy of Herald, and I decide, you know what, nope, we can't play through that, so we're not going to do anything there. So we go to game number 2. Now you see game number 2, we open Dracotail, Pan, Albaz, Thrust, Lubellion, and Aluba. Opponent opens Crossout, Imperm, Evenly, Engage, and Songs of the Dominators. Just remember, guys, the reason why this name says Dragontail is because I was just doing some testing before, you know, it was officially released on DB. But moving on, we normal summon Aluba. Opponent does not Imperm this. Activate Best to Lubellion, search for Serenia. Now, obviously, the reason my opponent didn't bother to imprint because he thought maybe I had Dracotail Farmina in hand, so he didn't want to use it. Anyways, Branded Fusion. Now I wanted to access my Dracotail engine here, so going to send Albaz and Dracotail Malulu. So Chainlink once Lubellion, Chainlink to Malulu. Opponent then imperms the Lubellion, so that doesn't resolve. We set JUHU, Dracotail, Serenia effect, dump High Spirits. JUHU, Dracotail, we send Farmina and Pan. Going to Althelion, then Chainlink 1, Farmina, Chainlink 2, Pan, Chainlink 3, Altherion. Now, opponent will chain, unfortunately, Songs of the Dominator, so this was a misplay from me. If you are going up against Yami, rather make Althelion Chainlink 1, and then chain block it with whatever else, okay? Because that way now, because Songs of Dominator is going to negate, because he has a trap card in graveyard, Imperm, he's going to add Dominus Purge to hand, so yeah. So do be careful of this. Rather chain block your monsters. So he adds Purge and then resolve. Sets Ketu, set Dracotail Flame. Activate Ketu, which get hits with Purge. So we got punished there. We then go Pan. Now here I made a misplay. I didn't realize Pan said if a face-up monster you control is destroyed by one's card effect, then only can you use this reborn effect. So this was an illegal play for me. So yeah, this shouldn't be possible. I then go the Malulu, which should not even be happening at this point, but yeah, Albion, and then we go into the Albaz, Mirror Jade directly, summon the Lubellion. Lubellion plays Brand Loss. So yeah, do just be notes of this effect, guys, of the Dracotails, the Pan and Urgla. They can only activate at certain condition. Well, specifically, there are certain ways for them to use their graveyard effects. But end phase, we go the High Spirits, and then Albion set the Banishment. So yeah, fortunately, game number 2, this was just incorrect. Not supposed to be able to do this. Opponent enters battle phase. Now, this is where I wished Dracotail Flame literally could negate a trap card. So don't worry, my opponent just is gonna activate. Yeah, activates evenly, to which we chain the Dracotail Flame. We target Branded Lost to negate. Put back Firmino, draw kit. And we banish everything else here. Keep the Mirror Jade. Opponent activates Engage. Now here I was a bit worried. Okay, cool. He's starting with Engage, but I don't know if he has a Yummy name in his hand. So summon token, going to Kogari. Kogari add Hornets. Hornets activate again. Summon a token, and here I decide, okay, we're going to take a chance. We're going to go Mirror Jade, banish the Kogari. Opponent links off into Link Spider. Then he will normal summon the Perulia. Links off into the SP. And SP here is going to banish the Albion in our graveyard, set the Crossout Pass, and now here we go draw High Spirits for turn, and yeah, my opponent scoops there. So yeah, listen, game number 2, that was a massive misplay, wasn't supposed to be done there, but hey, testing is testing. So okay, now this game is where it's honestly so depressing. Opponent opens Kolbai, Songs of the Dominators, Lollipo, the Acro Q, I think it's called Acro Q now, and then Imperm, we open High Spirits, Branded White, Lightning Storm, Aluba, and Cartesia. So no droplets. I wasn't playing Dark Rule no more in this build, but yeah. Summon Lollipo, going to Snatchy, search for the Field Spell, reborn Lollipo, and then he will then link up, synchro summon into the Cupsy, which will add Cupsy, the main deck, and Cookie, Yummy from the main deck. Discard the Field Spell. Special summon Cupsy, search for Surprise. Summon the Cookie, summon Cookie, and then link off into Snatchy. And then he'll, he actually decides to Synchro instead. Yeah, Synchro, that's a 2 and 1. Yeah, Synchro into level 3 Martian. Reborn the Cupsy, and then Synchro off into Herald of the Arclight. Sets the all 4 cards, the Surprise, Kolbai, Imperm, and Dominators. and he will pass. So he has a link engrave. That's fine, because now that's why Yummy can tag out, summon Yummy and whichever other of these monsters, and then that's why he has the quick synchro during our turn. So yeah, that's totally cool. So we draw for turn. We draw Branded Red, which is going to be dead because all my monsters will be banished because of Herald. So main phase 1, activate Lightning Storm. Opponent negates with the Herald of Arclight. Activate High Spirits first because I know that one of these might be an Imperm or something, so I want to just give a protection for Branded in Red. So we send Cartesia, Grand Gugno, add Albion. Opponent reborn Snatchy and Cupsy. Cupsy 1, Snatchy 2. So here he's going to draw Dominus Purge. Pretty good draw, but he can't use Snatchy because the field spell is engraved, and he can only place the field spell from hand or deck. Okay. Albion, send Albaz. So Branded Red has a target. Opponent activates Snatchy. Channeling 2 goes off into the Lollipop. Draw into Branded Opening. Grand Gugno here on res, channeling 1. Lollipop channeling 2, which will reborn the Cupsy and the Cookie. With the Grand Gugno, I decide to reborn Grand Gugno because so far this field spell is boosting his monster's attack. Normal summon Aluba, channeling 1, channeling 2 will be the Lollipop, channeling 3 Imperm, we go channeling 4 Branded Red, channeling 5 Callby on Aluba, so that is unfortunate. Anyways, the Lollipop reborn Snatchy and Lollipop Yummy. Lollipop Yummy here is going to banish the Cartesian Engrave. Activate Quiritus. Enter battle phase. Opponent activates Snatchy in the battle phase to synchro. And yeah, goes off into the Cookie. Cookie is going to flip our monsters face down. We set the opening and we'll go to end phase. End phase, opponent activates Surprise. So he's going to target 2 of his monsters, Lollipop and Cupsy, and bounce the Fusion and our Branded Opening to hand. Okay, and then still in end phase, I decide to go Branded Opening. I get hit with Dominus Purge, which was insane. Which was absolutely insane. But yeah, we pass. Opponent draws Perulia. Special summon Cupsy. Cupsy Effecture will draw, well, not draw, search for Cookie. Link off into Snatchy. Wait, what's happening here? Oh, okay, so it first starts off with the field spell effect. Shuffle back Yummy and Cookie and put the field spell towards the bottom. Cool. And then link off into Snatchy. The field spell reborn the Cupsy. And then here he's going to go for game because he just needs to put enough light beast monsters on the field, so the field spell boosts him by quite a large amounts of attack. Going into the Cupsy, which will reborn 2 names. Oh, sorry, search for 2 names and discard. So obviously you will discard the Perulia. Oh no, discard the Lollipop instead. Special summon the Cookie, link off into Snatchy, synchro off, go into it will be Lollipop. Lollipop here will reborn the Cupsy, nope, the Cookie and the Lollipop. And then here, okay, special summon the Lollipop from hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They gain 2,500 attack so far. Enters battle phase, and yeah, this will be game. So 2-5, 5,075. That is game right there. So as you can see, Herald of Darklight is absolutely annoying. If we had Dark Ruler, we would be fine. Go hit him with Dark Ruler, hit him with Lightning Storm. Trust me, you are chilling. Only thing is, because he had a link engrave, you can just summon a link and then he'll be able to summon his second copy of the Herald from the deck as well. So I must say that against Yummy, Dark Ruler is good. You definitely need Super Poly if possible. And honestly, in this situation, the fact when the synchros tag themselves out, banishing the links in the graveyard during your turn will help you tremendously. So yeah, that is the one of the games where I did some testing. Game number 2, yep, massive misplay. That was an illegal move. We were not supposed to be able to do that, but at least I just wanted to show you how exactly Branded is going to have a bit of a struggle going up against Yummy here. But yeah, guys, hope you found this video a bit entertaining. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.